Yo, 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 it's another fucking podcast with your boys, Bill, James, and Tiggs. Excellent adventure. This week, we're going to talk about...
Not the MLB, because apparently hell is frozen over and all games are canceled.
It's a special all-NBA episode right here, episode 13.
Will the Pacers beat the Cavs?
Will OKC win in 5 or will they win in 7? That's all we want to know.
Can D. Wade beat Mr. Simmons?
It's all happening right here on episode 13. That's right. It's another fucking podcast.
Yeah. Well, let's get ready to rumble.
Woo! That's right. This is your boys, Bill, James, and Tiggs. Excellent adventure.
What's happening, people?
It's the number one podcast in the world, in the nation, all of the motherfucking universe.
And the
Get
galaxy,
your ass in gear, because it's the NBA.
Oh, shit.
He's on fire.
That's
the
right.
playoffs.
Playoffs. I'm ready.
Playoffs.
I'm fucking ready.
Eric thinks it's the most boring playoffs in the world.
Well,
Today,
It's
I'm
funny
sorry.
because we were watching it right now.
If anyone sadly watched any of the games today, they would agree with me, I feel like.
Fact.
Well, 1 versus 8 or
Literally, there is not a close basketball game yet tonight. I'm hoping that the Portland Pelicans game is going to be at least a little bit fun.
Do we even need to talk about Toronto Wizards?
We do.
Yeah, I feel like Toronto could still blow this whole thing.
We need to talk about it because
Do you not think that's a possibility this
I just
year?
think the Wizards are always bad, and
This is the problem. Both these teams are known for like just fucking up in the first round of the playoffs, or just in the playoffs in general.
also
I feel like Toronto, at any moment, I'm waiting for a meltdown to happen. Lowry at any moment could melt down.
any moment.
At any moment. And John Wall can get pissed off at any moment, and maybe just like John Wall it for the next 2 games at
Which
home.
happened for like, what, 2 minutes in this game?
I mean, he ended up having a pretty good game.
No, I'm saying, but like he brought them back.
Yeah,
Like
well-
he brought them within in
Striking
shooting
distance.
range.
First
striking
half of the
distance.
game, he played like 10 minutes or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe he was hurt. We didn't watch it
I don't think he
because
was
it was
fouled.
on NBA TV.
oh, you have
How
to be a
is the
subscriber.
number-
Bill had a big problem.
This is the number. Yeah, I had also, you know who also had a problem with it? Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley and Bill both had major issues with it.
And I feel like 90% of NBA fans.
Probably, yeah, because like.
Wait, do you think people were dying to see this game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do we even need to talk about it?
Oh, I know. Apparently, yeah.
The thing is, they're the number 1 seed, and they're on NBA TV.
Yeah, this is probably
That-
the more interesting
That's
story
like
than the
watching,
actual
you know
game.
how you watch when you go to watch the Winter Olympics and curling is on CNBC.
When it
That's
should
the
be on
goddamn
NBC,
economy channel.
It's when it should be on NBC because it's very
They're
exciting.
on the fucking economy channel watching. That means nobody is watching that.
Except for me, because I'm definitely watching.
Me and
curling
Eric
anytime
are watching
comes
it.
on.
Yeah.
I watch it at Jay's Bar. It's amazing. It's riveting
I definitely
television.
had a moment in this past Winter Olympics when I thought about what it would take to become an Olympic curler, and if it's too late.
Remember we were talking about those South Korean girls?
Yeah.
And we were like, they probably don't ever see. They just
No.
literally just got it, that sport in their country 4 years ago, and these girls are like crushing the Winter Olympics. I was like, damn,
Math.
man.
That's
I like how
the math.
I like how the
Racist
Asian.
joke.
I like how the Asian person said math. Not me. It wasn't me.
But yeah, you definitely could. I think.
I didn't think you could use math in curling, but probably.
Velocity and angles.
Oh, see, you got
Physics
way
and,
more math in you than me. You got way more math in you than me, sir.
Temperature and ice.
A lot of geometry involved,
Numbers.
I feel like.
Numbers.
Yeah, you could definitely be an Olympic curler. I feel like people do that drunk at bars. It's just shuffleboard.
I feel like that's the nicest thing
It
you've
is
ever said to me.
shuffleboard on
Thank you
ice,
for
but you got to have
believing
special
in me,
shoes
James.
on too.
Well, those shoes probably cost like $1,000.
Aren't they just bowling shoes?
Are they bowling
Are they
shoes
bowling
with
shoes?
spikes? So
I think they got
slide, man.
spikes on there two. Well, one of them has to
Oh,
slide.
well, yeah. Oh, no,
one
no,
has
no.
one person has to slide,
Yeah,
and
the one in the
has to-
middle.
Right,
one has to have the grit.
What would you be? Would you be on the outsides or on the inside?
Sir,
Would you be the cream or
I need
the,
to.
or the
I need
chocolate
to slide. I need to slide.
I would slide because you can always blame the broomers.
Oh yeah, the broomer. No, the broomer has two different shoes. I think the broomer has one slide shoe.
Those
one
are the
grip
guys that
shoe.
are.
Yeah.
The janitor.
How the fuck did we start? Anyway,
That's
This
more
is why curling
interesting
should
than
be
the
on.
Toronto
should be on prime
Washington
time.
series.
Toronto is probably known for its curling too.
Yeah, I'm saying America, the NBA hates Canada. That's why it's on NBA TV.
Our
That's a
USA
fact.
curling team.
That's the real. That's what I was trying to get to the point.
Top of the
of.
line. I think they won the gold medal, didn't they?
Canada?
Canada.
USA.
Oh, USA.
Oh, our curling team was pretty good a few years.
Just
I don't know
saying.
about this.
Yeah.
Nah, they weren't good
This year
this
they were good. Let's stop talking about.
Let's talk about.
What about that 2-7 seed?
Oh man.
Okay, so let's
wait,
Toronto,
in the West?
Washington. We're done talking
Talking
about.
about in the
We
West?
don't need to talk about
In
Toronto,
the
Washington.
East. We'll
In the East.
Get the East out
still,
of the way.
Let's still talking about the East.
Is that the Celtics?
Talking about the Celtics and the Milwaukee
This is a garbage
Bucks.
matchup too. This is garbage.
That first game though was amazing with those last second 3-pointers.
Okay, okay.
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 The last.
Okay.
The shot to bring it into overtime.
Uh-huh.
0.5 seconds. I didn't think it was possible to catch the ball and shoot it with 0.5. I thought like you had to like,
isn't.
tip it. So what? So that was more than 0.5, right?
No, wait. I
Am I
think you have to have. I think 0.4 seconds is the limit.
cutoff.
Is it
Cutoff.
0.4?
That's the Derek Fisher shot.
Yeah. It is the Derek Fisher shot.
It seemed like he had the ball for way more than 0.5 seconds.
Well, they checked instant replay. Maybe
I'm no
they
mathmatician. Or no Count Dracula.
Actually, you
Well, they could check the replay, but it still depends on when the time clock, when the clock official starts. The
But
clock.
they can't review that.
Right? No. Not saying
And
that.
it was in the Celtics arena, so
I'm talking more to his theory
Oh, okay, yeah.
that there's no way that old buddy held
Got-
the ball
got
that
that off
long,
of
like
0.5.
that he shot it that quickly.
He played at his feet and shot. On 0.5?
I
That's pretty crazy,
I
man.
didn't see it.
I thought it was incredible. And let me tell you, I was watching the Bucks feed. That announcer got giddy. He was like yipping. He was like, Chris Middleton. It was hilarious.
I didn't see it on that feed. I bet you it would've been better.
But I just
Oh no, it made for great basketball.
Yeah. And just real quick, Jason Tatum was making some superstar moves. He had a crazy reverse layup off the top of the backboard. It reminded me. It was very Kobe-esque because he had to avoid Giannis, the shot blocker, and just kissed it perfectly off the backboard. That dude is amazing. I haven't watched a lot of Celtics game, but the hype is real about Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Bill was just talking about Tatum a little bit ago. Actually.
What did he say?
He was praising his abilities to play basketball.
A good trade by Danny Ainge.
Yes.
A shrewd move.
Very much so. How far do you think Boston can go? Because I feel like Boston's going to beat Milwaukee. That's
Yes.
In that case, do they go to the? Well, will they go to the NBA Finals if somehow the Pacers beat the Cavs
I think the Pacers beat the Celtics.
and the Pacers go to the NBA Finals this year?
I believe it. Game 2. Should we move on to 4 or 5?
So
Let's move on to it. Let's
Let's
get into the Indiana Pacers
Wait a
versus the Cavs.
So do you even?
Sorry, I'm just really
So
excited.
James,
What's
do
up?
you believe that the Pacers are going to beat the Cavs?
No.
Okay, so let's start there.
Okay, that's the big one. But
Well, let me tell you. It all depends on this game 2. If the Cavs lose, the series is over.
you think it's over
if
the Cavs lose?
If the Cavs lose game 2.
I also said that if the Cavs lose game 2 at home, they will be getting gentlemanly swept.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't doubt it. And let me tell you.
but you do not think it's possible.
Anything's possible. I mean, they won game 1.
Well, Kevin Garnett there. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
That sucks because I hate Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Because
Maybe
he
like him
said
more
it
than you know.
because he said it during the Lakers
yeah.
loss.
And he's an asshole. But anyway, the last 4 minutes.
First of all, Mr. Garnett, I don't want you to be hearing this.
Oh yeah, listen, we're not disrespecting
any problems. He
anybody.
lives in Los Angeles. I want to say hello.
Well, he's also one of my fake tough guys. But anyway, can I get back to my point?
Oh, we never actually got to that.
That's a teaser.
Teaser.
LeBron James, with 4 minutes left, is down 12, and he doesn't try to win the game. He is very passive. Very early in the shot clock, just passes it off to whoever to try and hit a three-pointer. Two things are happening here. Either he's proving my team sucks and I'm out of here and I can't be condemned for it because look at the surrounding cast. Or two, he knew he was going to lose that game and he wanted to conserve his energy. Excuse me. He knew he was going to lose the game and wanted to conserve his energy for game 2. And if they get back into it with a bunch of easy three-pointers, then so be it. But he wasn't going to try and take over the game.
I think he was trying to get his guys involved, guys who ain't really been in these positions before, guys who really have never started together. That starting five has never started together all season. Ty Lue probably deserves a little bit of blame for that, but.
Well,
I'm going to tell you,
I mean, once
right
everyone
now,
got healthy, someone would get hurt.
I believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers will lose this series if they do not start Jose Calderon.
Start Jose Calderon?
Because George Hill is a liability.
Is he?
On what?
On everything. A scoring, defense, he's terrible.
Because Jose Calderon's bad on defense,
Jose Calderon,
I mean,
they won 23 games with Jose Calderon this season.
But he didn't have to guard Darren Collison during those games.
He won't have to guard him during this game.
Who's going to guard him? He would have to. Who else would he guard?
This is the NBA, man. You move. Everybody moves around.
LeBron James guards two people.
I saw. What's his name? Last night, Patty Mills. I almost called him Fatty Mills. That's his old nickname.
Is that his old nickname?
When he was a rookie, they called him Fatty Mills.
He's got a fat face still.
He was real fat. Real fat.
I didn't know that about him.
But Patty Mills was he ended up guarding Kevin Durant in certain situations last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the NBA. Nobody guards the same player. Nobody. Anyway, no. It's not even about that. Nobody plays defense in the NBA anyway. So it's about, can he get within the offense? Is he in the way, or is he moving the ball and getting everybody else open and getting his own shot? That's what he does. That's what you need to do in an LeBron offense. You need to be able to space the floor. And the defense isn't respecting George Hill. They're not respecting him at all.
No, he doesn't spread the floor out the way they need him to.
Which is a shame because that's why they got him.
I feel like Kevin Love didn't take a lot of shots in that game either.
No, Kevin Love has to be aggressive.
Kevin Love had 17 rebounds in the game.
No, he has to be aggressive offensively. When he gets the ball, he needs to score. He don't need to be trying to worry about passing it or whatever. He needs to I need to be aggressive.
Well, you need Love's 20 points to be effective.
Yeah, he's the second best player on the team. He needs to act like it.
Got to score. He can, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Tristan Thompson is the reason that all of this is falling apart, because Tristan Thompson can't be out there getting the rebounds. So let Love go out there and do the offensive work.
Is Tristan Thompson not healthy? Is that what's happening?
No, he's healthy. He
healthy,
played
right?
in garbage time.
He played like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's
Right?
healthy enough to play. I think his knees. I think he's diminished as a player now because of his injuries from the past.
Beat up, and that's why he's not playing.
I don't think he's
I
a
don't
little
know
beat
what
up.
he'd be
I
beat
think
up
he's
from.
like, no, he just came off of an injury, and just because you're healthy enough to play doesn't mean
Just because you're cleared by doctors, Kawhi Leonard,
doesn't mean that you're
ready to
able to play at the highest potential, like at the level that we're used to seeing him at. And I don't even think it's about that. I think that he's an older player. He's getting older. I know he's not old, but as a player, he's getting older. He's played in how many finals now? You know, he's gotten knee injuries and ankle injuries. Those things wear on a player who has his skill set, which is jumping, and he's an undersized center. So when he's out there, he's not giving them what he's supposed to, which is about 10 rebounds a game. They don't need 5. They don't need 7.
Yeah.
They need like 10 from him.
That's a shame because
he don't give them 5 points a game.
Well, that's all that his future is going to be, and he's on contract for at least 2 more years.
Exactly.
So this team really can't get much better, and that's why I think LeBron James, if he loses game 2, he's going to lose the series and is on his way out.
This is where you cue
Cleveland.
This is where you cue the
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theory music.
Hey.
Boom.
I am a living conspiracy theorist.
Oh man, wait till you hear my we're gonna have an episode where we do
Conspiracy
my
theories.
gay professional athletes list.
That'll be a 3-hour-long episode. I'll clear my calendar.
But
He's got a big list.
oh,
Okay, so I'm the only one that thinks that the Pacers are.
I thought you were gonna say I'm the only one who doesn't think that there's gay players.
I'm the only one that doesn't think there's any gay players in the NBA basketball.
Resident Pacer fan. What are your thoughts?
I'm
how
really
are you
just happy that we won Game 1. We can beat the Cavs.
I know it.
Even 4 times this season.
We beat them all year long. The LeBron James factor is the thing that is going to bother me.
Well, you're one down.
If we can somehow pull off tomorrow, then we can shock the world. But if they take,
I think you guys might have
game-
some guys with some HGH on your team too, though. So that
they'll-
means
they'll
you've
just
balanced
let
it out. I'm saying
I feel like 2 guys equals 1 LeBron.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Who do you think is taking that on the Pacers?
Oh, Oladipo got way bigger than he. Did you see him last year? He is way bigger than he.
Have you watched him on Instagram? Have you been following his stories? Because that boy's working hard.
He got that
Yeah, but
work
that's what you
ethic
do
from
when you take HGH.
Westbrook.
First of all-
Westbrook. He's training with Westbrook.
First of all, I think Russell Westbrook takes HGH too.
What's longer, the list of gay people or the list of players who take HGH?
Well, just everybody pretty much takes HGH, so that will be way
So
longer.
then
Alright.
I think that's your answer.
6-hour
That
episode
would
for
be
that
way
one.
longer. That's an irrelevant question because, like, everybody basically, all the players basically do it.
Yeah.
In all professional sports.
The Pacers need Sabonis to play well. They need Bogdanovich to play well. If those guys are playing well, that's the difference maker in these games.
Those are the big guys.
And we saw that. Yeah, we need to
Young guys who already
we need to
have
work
playoff
the
experience.
middle of that defense because their interior defense is pretty crappy. And we have guys that can score down there. And if Oladipo keeps on shooting
Do you think
the way he's
Oladipo-
shooting, which I don't think he's going to,
Okay.
he's going to have bad games. Unless, I mean, we've never seen Oladipo.
Unless-
He's playing with house money.
Oladipo!
in this situation before, so he might have that focus that just leads this Pacers.
His
squad
ceiling
to-
is the highest of anyone in the playoffs.
I'm proud of Oladipo because
You
last
have to
year
be. You can't. You
I
cannot
knew
be.
last year that he was not like that, and then people wanted to blame Russell Westbrook. It ain't had nothing to do with that. He couldn't shoot. Russell Westbrook don't take away his shot. Like he couldn't shoot.
It was
last year.
when Westbrook went to the bench. They let Oladipo do
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah,
You know, and I'm sure it was a confidence thing too. You know, like once these
think it
guys
was
like
'cause
get
he
their
got
confidence
traded.
sucked out. Exactly.
he didn't.
Like,
he didn't get picked up by.
he's feeling
OKC.
like,
he got
like no
traded.
one likes him. He's not
He thought
like
he was part
living
of
up
the
to his
future.
potential. Now he's on the team with one of the best point guards in the NBA, and he's a nobody.
And,
then
he
the
went back to
Pacers are
college
like-
town. You know, went back to where he's most famous.
Indiana boy, come on.
He's from DC, but
Right.
But he's
right.
went to college there, so,
He's-
you know.
no. Yeah, he has love and support there. And maybe that's what he needed. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just very happy the Pacers won Game 1. I'll take what I can get here.
Also, we don't know what else we can expect from Stevenson. So
Oh, we know what we can expect from
Oh my
Lance.
goodness!
Oh, but
How
the
much fun
antics.
is Lance Stevenson to watch? Did you see
I
him
don't know.
headbutt?
Did he get a tech for that?
No, he almost got a concussion. I'm sure, but he didn't get
God.
a technical. Lance Stevenson, he's insane.
Oh, those are heavily padded.
He is.
I'm sure he didn't feel a thing.
No, you think he feels anything?
Yes, he's
Pain?
a very
Pain-wise?
sensitive man.
No.
I think he's a very
Physical pain,
sensitive
I
person.
feel like Lance Stevenson doesn't realize.
Let me
what
tell
he
you
does.
something.
he
He's
feels the
sensitive.
likes on Instagram when he does these crazy antics.
Oh, he definitely feels the light.
Lance
Checks
Stevenson
those
is
views out.
sensitive. That's why he crumbled under pressure in Charlotte when he got that big check.
Yeah,
But
But Charlotte also sucks. But
no, he sucked in Charlotte.
Lance
He was
Stevenson could be a
terrible.
game changer. You know, coming in with the second unit.
But it's because Jordan put unneeded pressure and unnecessary pressure on every player, but Lance Stevenson
Yeah.
when he came there, and that's why Lance couldn't really.
No, Lance can't be that.
He can't
guy.
be that guy.
He can't be that guy. Lance Stevenson, I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to run an offense. He just knows how to score when he needs to score, and he does really, really amazing things once in a while that
Yeah.
make you forgive him for the nonsense that happens.
He's a two guard that people wanted to be a point guard because he's a bigger size and he can handle the ball.
and he wants the ball all the time. You know?
But he never learned. Never learned. Look, I used to say this about LeBron back in the day. you got to learn how to play basketball out there. Yes, you out there, you're the most talented guy out there, but that's why he went to Miami.
Yeah.
Went to Miami, learned how to play the game. Then he understood it, clicked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I hope that for Lance one day.
We'll see.
Click.
We'll see. I mean, he might be out of the league next year. Who knows? So Miami, Philadelphia. Let's go to there.
So everyone wrote off Miami after game 1 when Miami crushed.
The process,
sorry.
man. It's the process.
Philly
It's all
crushed,
about the process.
Miami, and then without Embiid. Game
Without Embiid,
2, guys, we saw an all-timer from an all-timer. Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade
that-
was hitting his little fadeaways.
That was he waved off his own teammates. Is like, I got this.
Yeah.
One move he's done over and over again. Fade away.
Yeah,
bam.
he did he was in classic wave form. That's his classic move. Wave off the screen. Mm-hmm. Like to ask for the screen, wave it off. Like I'm only here because you told me to be over here. Motherfucker.
Like,
And I walked-
make up your mind.
Yeah, make
all
up
the way
your mind.
over from over there.
And he's like, no. ISO. And then he's like, get that post. Then he faces up. Fade away.
Bam.
Bam.
I've always been a huge Dwayne Wade fan.
Yeah, and apparently his motivation for playing so well was Kevin Hart.
Little Kevin Hart on the sidelines talking shit, and you know who's right behind Kevin Hart?
Allen
AI.
Iverson.
AI
Yeah.
talking shit behind.
Oh
Kevin
man,
Hart.
I know. Like I don't know what Allen Iverson said to Dwayne Wade when he was staring at him. I think he said something along the lines. I was lip syncing. I went back several times, somewhere along the lines. You wouldn't do that if I was out there.
Really?
On my mama. On my mama.
Wow.
Because I saw something where he was saying, you a bad man, or you a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. No, he was giving him props the whole time.
But he wouldn't be doing that if
But
he was okay.
he was, because he's staring. During the stare down,
Mm-hmm.
specifically in the maniacal stare
Sure.
down, like he was like, "Hey, you bad. Wouldn't be doing that shit if I was out there on my mama."
Well, probably. I mean, they both had similar games, just like barreling
yeah.
in and then going to the outside.
Wade is definitely a bigger Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
He could take the hits. I don't know if Joel Embiid is coming back anytime soon.
Oh, he's coming back. I think he's coming back.
Oh, y'all trying to get?
I have no idea.
Well, let's go. Let's call Joel Embiid up right now.
Let's hit him on Instagram because that's where he's very active.
I'm really sick and tired of being treated like a baby. I don't understand.
I really want to watch him play with the mask. I want to watch him play with
Mask
the mask.
Embiid?
Bill James and T.
The mask is
I
unbelievable.
love
He'll be like a
you.
superhero out there, and I think he knows it a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came out with a cape.
Oh my goodness.
He has that personality,
I
at least
love
during the
you.
introduction.
During the introduction.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
what happened to that. Okay. What happened to Markelle Fultz in the game?
Tiggs' pick to become the X factor in this series.
Well, he is an X Factor still.
He should be.
They lost.
Game one.
They
And
lost
he didn't
without
play.
him. Yeah.
Where was he? I mean, what I was watching, he wasn't playing well, but then they just never brought him back into the game.
Well, man,
just
let
kept
me
him
tell
out.
you something.
I don't think he was
let me,
hurt.
Let me tell you something.
He airballed a 3, had a couple turnovers.
You guys forgot something just because the
Some guy
playoffs
scored some
started.
buckets on him. And
He's a
then,
small guy.
and then he was just benched.
Just because the playoffs started doesn't change these teams, man. They still, the teams and the organizations that run them are still terrible. Just because they're in the playoffs don't change anything. They're bad. They're not a good organization. They don't know what they're doing. Markelle Fultz has been misused from the beginning.
We just seen him being used. This is the first time
Been
we've ever seen him being
misused.
used.
He's being used. I didn't say he wasn't being used. I'm saying he's being misused.
He's being misused?
Misused from the beginning of the season.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, they didn't even play him. But last game, you know,
I
Right.
feel like
he
he's
was helping out.
Joel Embiid was cleared to play last night,
but he got babied.
but he got baby. I'm tired. You know what? I'm telling you, mark my words. Tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, was it Thursday, Friday night? The next
When they
game
play?
in Miami.
I think it's tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's.
They got a travel day. They got at least one travel day.
Oh, they're going.
Pacers,
Yeah, then it
Cavs.
would be Friday.
Fridays, right? So Miami Heat fans are going to show up with baby rattles, pacifiers, bottles, all kind of shit for Joel Embiid.
Is that-
you do not say stupid shit like this you stay off the social media during the playoffs.
You don't say cupcake, right?
Right.
Like Durant said.
You will end up with that moniker for the rest of your career. Because now you will be known as that big baby.
Damian Lillard would be so happy if that happens.
What would he
I
say?
could forget that he's the baby in the
Oh, yeah.
I don't want
It's
to be
just
the baby
bad
anymore.
financial decisions.
It's terrible.
So I honestly don't know who's going to win. I chose Philly in 6, but who knows how many games like this Wade has in him.
Yeah, I think
it's clear.
I got Philly in 5 or 6.
I think it's pretty clear. None of us know what the fuck is going to happen.
So we just
Nobody
sit
knows
back and
what's
enjoy
going
it.
on.
We
Yeah.
just sit
Yeah.
back
We did make guesses. We did make our guesses.
and enjoy it.
Should we move
So
to
let's
the
get
West?
to the West
Okay.
where we all know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen, Bill?
Oklahoma City Thunder are running away with it in 5 against the Utah
5.
Jazz.
You got 5. I got 7.
Oh.
I got 7 in this series.
I got
I
7.
think you're underestimating that Utah's really good.
I think you're underestimating that there are 3 future Hall of Famers
And-
on this team with more playoff experience than any player on the Utah Jazz combined.
These are facts.
I chose 7 because I said to myself, the only team that can beat the Thunder is the Thunder. If Carmelo goes, 2 for 17, or Westbrook just like completely changes the way his game, the changes his game that got him to this point. If they implode for 3 games, that was my.
Everything you just said, except for the 3 games, is exactly why I gave them
1 game.
1 game.
Okay.
Just one.
Did y'all see the
Just
game the
one.
other day?
I did, but I also saw Philadelphia beat the crap out of Miami, and then Dwayne Wade come back.
Yeah, but
and
they
beat
have a
Philadelphia.
future Hall. That's what I'm saying. They got a Hall of Famer on that team. For people to think that they were going to just lay
Donovan
down and
Mitchell
take
might be a
another
Hall of
game.
Famer.
And people forget, Goran Dragic had a big game. Justice Winslow was playing amazing defense.
Dragic always has good games, I feel like.
Yeah, he does. He's always consistent, but he needs to be raising in that. He needs to raise that level.
He's like surprisingly good, I feel like.
He's
Also, I think people underestimate Spoelstra's coaching.
That's
right.
a big thing.
That's
my
another
bad.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
another thing.
He's good at
Yeah.
going from game to game, making adjustments for the next game.
Specifically.
But what James said
Specifically
about
that.
OKC beating themselves, which happens all the
Yeah.
time in the playoffs. This is why I think this goes 7.
doesn't.
And OKC wins, but I feel like there's going to be a few games where they beat themselves, and then some really close games where
Someone gets hot.
See, Utah hits the last second shot.
This
and
isn't
takes
the
it.
regular season. They're
And then
not
they win.
playing. If Oklahoma City had to play Portland tomorrow and then play Utah, yeah, I'd probably say they probably lose some games. But they are going to be game planning for one team 3 games in a row
Both
from
teams
now.
are.
Yeah, but both teams, everything that you just mentioned about Eric Spoelstra and the Heat, Utah has none of that.
I know that.
It's true.
So they haven't, and
Right.
their star is hurt. The one thing you could say would be the
How bad
number
of an
one
injury is that?
His
So
foot contusion.
Someone stepped on his foot,
So Donovan Mitchell has a bruise on his foot.
and they overreacted
Was
during
it-
that game.
Oh no, he was sitting on the bench like, guys, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm completely fine. He wanted to get back
It's not
into the game.
rolled. It's not sprained or anything. Yeah, just a little overreaction there.
Yeah.
I also
Well,
don't.
he's still questionable for the next game, and so is Paul George with a hip injury.
Oh yeah. He got busted in the head. Playoff P. Wait, are you talking about playoff P?
Playoff P.
Playoff P, baby.
You want to hear?
He's on fire.
You want to hear a conspiracy theory?
Yes, please.
He's faking that injury so he can just ride this last game, go to the Lakers.
Wow.
I think
Spoken
he's
like
faking
a real
this.
Lakers fan.
I would have believed you if you said he's faking this last injury to make his next game even bigger than the last game.
Oh, I hope so. I hope
Oh,
so.
Paul George coming off an injury. Playoff P does it again.
Does it again?
So we all got the Thunder.
Yeah. The Thunder is going to win.
Oh yeah. I mean, y'all
definitely.
picking them.
Yeah,
Everybody picked
yeah,
them.
we
all.
We just disagree the amount of games that is going to take place.
Yeah. So
go
Spurs,
from the-
Golden State.
You want to go inside out? So 4-5 to 3-6.
It's just random. Throw
Yeah.
it up in the
Thunder.
air.
I mean, fine. We'll do Golden State versus.
There's not much
Spurs.
to talk about. I feel like
They're
the Spurs
down by
skip it?
2. so the Spurs are down by 2.
Yeah, that's why I threw him
Do
in
you
real
believe?
quick. 'Cause
I mean,
don't
how
think
many
there's much
games
to
do you
talk about.
believe they're going
I
to
think
lose
this is
in?
a sweep. I think we're gonna get a sweep.
I think they're going to win one game at home.
Maybe
sure.
one game. I actually think I said Golden State in 5, but the way the Spurs are looking right now, I just don't see it happening.
Even if you
know
saw
what?
that, go ahead.
They'll win the next game. That's what's gonna happen.
If you saw the sideline reporter with the Popovich, the TNT thing where they ask him 2 questions and he's an asshole. Even he was just like, I could see it, and I can read people. That's what makes me a really average actor.
Are you really good at reading people, James?
Yeah, I could see it in his eyes that even he was just like, look, we're probably going to lose this game. And he said to the reporter, we're not that fast, so our spacing has to be on point. And which is true. They got a lot of old guys and no Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. So I think even he's just kind of checked out, but he's still going to put his best foot forward. Hopefully good.
I'll give him
one game.
I feel like that old guy, the not that fast comment was to one player and one player only on his team.
Ginobili?
And it's Ginobili. I watched that game from the beginning to end. He's the reason that they're struggling right now. And Tony Parker, who played like 2, maybe 3 minutes the whole game.
Like, what's going on with that? I feel like
Tony Parker. He's even slower than Manu.
All year long, though, he's been playing in games that they've been winning and stuff.
But he's not been a part of it. He's been
they're not playing the
6-7 points a
Warriors
game.
82 games.
The problem, yeah.
He's a defensive liability and an offensive liability.
He's guarding Cook right now.
Keon, who?
Cook's starting. He's just starting point guard because Steph Curry's out, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what's his name? Patty Mills is the
Parker's
starting point
not
guard.
starting though.
So who's the backup coming in for point?
Murray.
And Kyle Anderson came off the bench this last game.
Yeah.
No, I mean for Golden State.
Oh.
So why is Tony Parker not? Do you know what I'm?
Tony
there's
Parker
a mismatch
is.
there.
It's no mismatch. What you're misunderstanding is you right now can go outplay Tony Parker
He's so
in a
bad at
pickup
that.
basketball game right now.
I'm overestimating Tony Parker as a basketball
Hey,
player.
he's a Hall of Famer, one of the
100%.
greats.
100%.
But like
100%.
old is old.
But exactly.
I feel like he should still at least be able
Eventually-
to play 12 minutes in a playoff game.
But he did not.
He didn't
do that.
Not even close.
He didn't do that. He got into the game in the third quarter.
Do you think Tony's just like, hey guys?
And
I'm
let me tell you
tired.
something.
I'm real
Popovich
tired.
had a great game plan. This is how I know the dude is a great coach. They came out doing exactly what you're supposed to do. They
were in
played
this game.
aggressive defense. They was scratching and clawing. They was punking Golden State.
I think they were up at halftime.
They were up at halftime by 6.
Mm-hmm.
They were up at the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was 22 to like 25 or something like that in the first quarter. But the problem was where everything went wrong. Like, well, let me go back to the game plan. The game plan was solid. Patty Mills was coming out aggressive as shit, firing. He had taken 6 3-pointers before the end of the first half, but he had only hit 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1, and
He missed a lot of layups too.
He missed a lot of layups in the first half, but it was everything that everything that San Antonio wanted to do.
Yeah.
They got every shot that they wanted. They missed all of them though.
Yeah.
It was so sad to watch because it was like watching Ali in his last fight. You know, it's like, yo,
Like watching the Russian beat Apollo Creed.
yeah,
Oh, man. I just got a little choked.
It's like
up
that.
Everyone on the Spurs gave like 5 minutes of great action. Like Pau Gasol was dominating for a good 4-minute stretch.
yeah. I mean, he was putting it to David West.
I mean, he's just taller.
And they would go. It was great watching them go at each other. They was having a great battle.
Old school players.
Old school. They both 37 years old.
01 and 03 draft. Yeah.
I love Paul Gasol.
He's
great.
tight.
Paul Gasol's great.
Shout out to Xavier and shout out to Spain.
Shout out to Spain. Okay, so Golden State's gonna crush that one.
Rockets, Timberwolves.
I mean, do we have to talk about that?
Nope.
Yeah.
Harden went off, and
I never liked Minnesota to begin with. And now
Harden
they're
went
playing the
off and
team
they
that I
won
think
by
is-
2 points.
I know. I know.
Well, Chris
It was-
Paul didn't have that great of a game.
Chris Paul does that.
Listen, this was once again. This is
what I've been saying was. It's what I've been
too.
saying was gonna happen. It's
Me
what we've
too.
been.
This is
what we've been
the
saying.
Milwaukee could have beat Boston, but they didn't.
Yep.
So therefore, the series is over.
It's going to be a sweep now.
you know
I
what I
feel.
mean? Yeah.
But shout out to Derrick Rose.
I don't
for,
know, man. I don't
D
know.
Rose. I
don't know. I
D
think-
Rose is doing work.
Let me tell you something. If
That makes me happy.
D Rose cannot handle the ball as much in the next game, Minnesota will win that game.
Okay, I'll give Houston in 5 then. I'll give Minnesota 1 game.
I did give Minnesota 1 game.
I gave them
I did
0
sweep.
games, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, you put the
He
sweep.
picked the sweep.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I
Pick any
can't
sweep.
pick a sweep
I didn't
against
pick any
somebody who is not mentally cutthroat enough to go out and take somebody's heart. I need somebody who can go out there and take somebody's heart. And I don't see none of them players on the Houston
That's
Rockets.
what I agree, but it's going to come the second round.
Word.
And then finally, an actual good series where we have some disagreements. The Blazers versus the Pelicans.
Ooh.
The Pelicans.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I picked the Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh, did you?
I?
Portland
Pretty positive.
Oh, man, I picked the
my
Antonio
phone.
Davises, the Pelicans.
I picked Portland, and now I want to switch.
Well,
But I'm not going to. I still think Portland is going to win this series, but I don't like the fact that they lost game 1 like that.
What was your reasoning?
To switch over,
No, for picking on Portland.
Portland lost, right?
I think they're the better team.
They lost, right?
Yeah.
Portland lost.
Right.
I think
remember.
they're.
We was drunk when
I
that
think by
game
far
happened.
they're the better team. I feel like they lose a lot of games that they shouldn't lose, though. And
I think they do have the better team, but
Anthony Davis,
is
they
the
don't
best
have
player.
a matchup for it. There's no way to stop him.
and I think Rondo is just a good.
He's become a.
He's a smart basketball player.
If Rondo
He
doesn't
had a
get
weird
hurt,
year. He started the year. I didn't think he was going to be playing.
If
in the
Rondo
playoffs
didn't
and at
get
this
hurt-
level this year,
if Rondo didn't get hurt in the playoffs last year versus the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas would still be a Celtic, and he would have probably got paid his money because he wouldn't be hurt because he wouldn't have made it to the second round because that dude got hurt. They was up 3.
Who was he playing for?
The Bulls. The Bulls was up 3
yeah,
games on the Celtics last year.
Oh yeah.
And he got hurt, and they lost 4 games in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
that was a disaster.
Disaster. So I just feel like, Rondo is a big time game changer. He stops your ball. Like they call Melo a ball stopper, but he does it on the defensive end. He just makes you can't come to his side of the court.
I feel like are the most peskiest players in the NBA.
Yeah, but
no, it's still Kawhi Leonard. I mean, he's hurt, but let's not forget the dude.
But the Pelicans also have Drew Holiday, who's also a top. I'd say a tier 1 or tier 2 defender.
He should be first team all defense this year or second team. He can't shoot no more, but he's damn sure. Like I can't trust his shot.
I feel like he's putting up some buckets.
So if you
He's
got
doing
those,
15 a
He
game.
used to be before he got hurt in Philadelphia. He was like a 23-point
Yeah, but he also had
guy.
Anthony Davis with 25 shots a game plus.
No, he's just not the same guy since he got hurt. You know what happened with him, right?
No, what happened?
76ers traded him when he was hurt, and they didn't tell the New Orleans Pelicans that he was hurt.
oh
And
yeah,
they got fined heavily for it, but that didn't change the Pelicans situation. They were with a player that was completely damaged. He's just now getting back to being a decent player, which shout out to him.
No, he's doing great.
He's doing great.
well,
but
Karma's going to come in, and I think the Pelicans will win this
How many games?
7 games.
7 games.
he is a
It's gonna be a
problem
fight
for
for the Pelicans
Lillard,
now.
too, because Lillard
That's
is
what I'm saying.
smaller than him.
If you've got Rondo and Holiday guarding McCollum and Lillard, that can at least slow them down or bring them just a bit down below what they usually do, make them work. And then Anthony Davis to just be Anthony Davis, one of the, I don't know, third in
No, he's
MVP
one of those
voting.
players-
Goes back to my point earlier this year. CJ McCollum has
My
got
boy.
to get
He's got to. I was really
better.
high on CJ.
He's got to get better.
He's got to.
I think
and
he's
he is better. He's better than
No,
he's playing.
He's not
I
playing.
feel like he's better than he's playing.
defense.
I think he's a starting Jamal Crawford.
Yeah,
That's my
he's
player comp.
he's Jamal Crawford in his younger years with less handles,
And no defense like Jamal.
and he can't go to the basket like Jamal.
And he doesn't have a
Behind
behind the back.
blooded.
Ooh, cold blood. Also,
Jamal Crawford's
he doesn't.
cold
Jamal
blood.
Crawford will pull your heart out of your chest.
Yes, he will.
So he doesn't
When you
have
least
that either.
Expect it.
He don't
Leader
have that.
in 4-point plays.
0 for 9. But suddenly
yeah.
he hits a 3 and gets
4
fouled at
point,
the
yeah.
end of the game.
That's all the playoffs.
That's all of them. That's all of them. I have something important to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
So I missed the Spurs game because I was eating some delicious udon noodles this weekend.
Time well spent.
So like when you get the chopsticks at the sushi place,
Mm-hmm.
the wooden chopsticks, how do you get rid of the splinters? Are you a roly-poly guy, or are you like a knife sharpening?
I'm a knife sharpener, but I feel like it never works. And I really only do it because everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
What's splinters?
So, hey, yeah. So
When
I'm a roly-poly guy.
Wait a minute.
Roly-poly.
All right,
What's
the
splinters?
Asians
Every
have to
time I
school
pop
the
my
non-Asian
chopsticks-
here.
So when you get chopsticks at a restaurant that are packaged.
Yeah, no. Every time I get them, I pop them hoes, and it's just like clean living.
So there's like little pieces
I've
of wood that stick off the sides.
I've
of them,
never
and you
had.
gotta,
I've
like,
never
go-
had this happen to
Check
me.
it out next
I've
time.
never. No,
You might not notice it.
I pop them off all the time, bro. I never had. Mine are always clean, bro. Y'all don't know.
Do you think your blunt rolling skills have anything to do with that? Do you just have magic hands?
You know what? Let me tell you a little
Are you
story
the
about
greatest
myself.
chopstick puller parter ever?
I'm tell you a story about myself.
Oh, please.
I heard this. First of all, I'm gonna tell you a story about Brad Pitt.
Yes. You know, we've been doing this podcast for we have 13, and I've been waiting just for a Brad Pitt reference.
Brad Pitt.
And now the day has come, James.
Let's see.
What a glorious podcast.
So,
it is.
We're
I heard-
6 degrees away from the point of the story. Let's get to it.
I heard that Brad Pitt, you know, it's well known in Hollywood that Brad Pitt is one of those guys who like does something for the first time and does it up like perfectly. Maybe the second time he doesn't do it so good. I don't know. Nobody talks about the second time though.
He's Brad
He
Pitt.
said
I didn't know people were talking about the first time.
also, yeah, like he's like good at like doing tricks, like flipping a cigarette into his mouth, and like he can fucking like if you tell him to like.
Because that's my trick.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything you can think of, like, I've heard it. It's like, it's almost like the Bo Jackson stories, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
those are
you hear,
great.
like, crazy stories, like, Brad Pitt did this at a party, da-da-da. Here's another story. Bill Maher told this story. He said one time I was at a party, and Brad Pitt was at the party, and he was just rolling joints with one hand.
Like,
Like,
oh no, like
several-
Ali G style?
Just several joints, and
That's pretty
rolling them
impressive.
with one hand and smoking them. And he was, like, handing them to people. And he was like, he handed me one, and it was the perfect fucking joint.
I wouldn't expect Brad Pitt.
Brad
to be
Pitt
such a great-
handed
You've met Brad Pitt?
no Bill
Bill
Maher
Maher, Bill Maher,
was
okay.
telling this story.
Oh, I see.
it's a different
Lamar
Bill.
talked to. I see.
Right? He's like,
Yeah.
Not BBB.
no. If I had met him, you would have already heard this story, and we would always
BB
smoke
Cosby.
weed with
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. But
Yeah.
I'm similar. I like do stuff for the first time, and I'm good at it. Or if I try something, I'm probably pretty good at it. I've just never tried
What a
something.
great way for building a
First time I
story
rolled a
that
blunt-
Him and Brad Pitt are like the same person.
People say I laugh like him sometimes too, but I don't like that because I
I
like.
can kind of hear that actually.
People say that a lot,
But I
that
think it's
doesn't-
his acting laugh.
I think it's the fact that when he laughs, he sounds like his southern accent starts to come out because he's from Missouri.
Okay.
So I think that's more what it is.
Yeah.
So you're a Rolly guy, huh?
I roll him.
I
it
don't
work?
know what.
No, it usually
Y'all
works.
are
I've
dog-
never had a problem with it.
I've never had a problem
for
with
the
that.
rest of the world that has
Hey.
to deal with like pieces of wood coming off of their chopsticks because
what,
they're
that
not
happened
Brad
to-
Pitt style.
Happened to Jono the other day when we were at the top place.
You use chopsticks?
And
Well,
there's
he
some
didn't
wood
use
coming out of
those,
it, right?
Because there was like
Right.
shards of wood.
So you got to get rid of it.
Uh huh.
So
Yeah.
for the first time I did the roll, not the first time, but the first time I've had a problem with the roly-poly.
It didn't work.
Man, I got a splinter.
I was gonna say.
it was like
Yo.
this big.
That's
It
huge.
drove me nuts, and I had to do dinner with it in my hand the whole time, and I was trying not to think about it. But it's not
Completely
like, it's not
problematic.
like a splinter like hurts that bad. It's just so fucking annoying.
Dude, you played off a big old stick in your hand.
Oh.
It's like, so how was your day today?
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's good, it's good. Dude, I'm trying to like push the damn thing out, and I couldn't get it out.
Yeah, you're just
so
always, like-
I'm no longer a roly-poly guy. I'm going to the knife
Going in the
sharpening
shit.
thing.
All right, I hope it works out
Yeah,
for
man, I felt like you should have already run into that problem a long time ago.
We're gonna go get sushi. I'm gonna watch you crack open your chopsticks, and I'm gonna see if there's any wood chips.
It's technique.
I want to see it.
Are you pulling from the bottom or are you pulling from
No, I go from.
the top?
you. I pull it from the bottom like a
Like a 5-year-old.
No.
like fucking wishbones.
A wishbone, yeah.
None of those dreams came true.
No, none of my dreams ever come true.
Unbelievable.
None of them.
All right.
I gotta go.
I think that's all the time we got.
Well, you heard it here first because we did it here first.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And thank
that
you
was our,
if
that was our
anyone's
first
watching.
live. I completely forgot that we were live for a second.
Yeah, we went live. It happened. If you missed it, maybe we'll do it again. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to
that's,
you. We'll post this. Everything should be posted today.
Bill Hard at work. Bill Hard, the hardest working man in podcasts.
Hardest working man in podcast right here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're out.
Peace out.
Peace out.